Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my video review for the first episode for the second half of Fear the Walking Dead Season 2. This one's for episode 8, Grotesque. And spoiler warning, if you guys have not seen the episode yet, you definitely want to watch it before you watch my review. Wow, this episode was really cool. So we get an episode totally focused on Nick after the mid-season finale for the return, and we see him pretty much, kind of aimlessly walking to try to find somewhere, to try to find some kind of, place that he can call home, because right now, of course, he's... the whole group has been splintered in different directions, and he's heading towards Tijuana. And you have the other lady with the son that he's with at the beginning, who leaves to try and find his father, the son's father. And this episode was really... Man, this was a really artistic episode. This one was a really nice piece artistically. You see Nick walking through all kinds of different landscapes. You have the sun beating down on him. You have kind of some really interesting things that happen here. With, to me, the standout for sure has to be the parallels between Nick when he's walking and the Whispers from the Walking Dead comic book series, which is awesome because it's something that we have not seen anything like. It hasn't been touched yet in the original Walking Dead, and in this one, it's like it's been something that's been brought up a few times. Do we think we're watching the Whispers in the television series version for Fear the Walking Dead? Do we think we're seeing the Whispers group and the evolution of that group? And there's not enough, of course, right now to say that we are. Right now, based on location, it looks like we aren't. But that said, I mean, this one has some really awesome scenes that really blew me away, especially when Nick is walking with the dead and then he starts hearing them talk to him. Now, of course, they weren't actually from what we saw afterwards with the group, the trio of guys that came up and started shooting them down. From what we could tell, these of course are zombies. They are walkers, right? But he is, because he's so thirsty and everything, he's hallucinating. It's kind of like a mirage, the heat coming down on him. He's kind of just hallucinating, doesn't know what he's doing, what's going on, what he's saying, or what's happening around him, and he starts to hear, them kind of talk to him out of this hallucination type of state that he's in. Which is really, man, that really blew me away, because artistically it was really beautiful to see it. And you see, like, he turns to one, he's like and over the eyes, like the girl with the blonde hair, or I shouldn't say girl, like the zombie with the blonde hair that maybe reminded him of the girl in the flashbacks, who we are to take it as the first zombie, or the first one in Fear that we see back in the premiere with the flashbacks. It was a really, really well done episode, and for me, that part blew me away just to get to see that, and I was like, "Oh man, we're getting to see the Whispers," which is really, really cool. Or at least the concept of the idea of sort of the Whispers kind of is paralleled or is touched on in this episode, which was really handled well, because it's something that we've never seen before in live action version, and to even get this kind of a glimpse at it, even in a hallucinatory type state. I still think it was really, really, really well done, and it was really cool. And I also love the part when he's walking with the rest and coming up, and then you have the three that come out, and the one gets all weirded out because he sees him and he knows that they were just after him, and that he's alive, and he kind of looks back and he kind of like he's moving and stuff, and so he can tell, he obviously knows that he is, and it just totally weirds them all out. He's trying to reload, and he's getting all shaky and everything, and man, that was really, really cool. I almost thought that when we saw him get closer, we might see Nick like push one or something, like push it onto him or something, like give it a good nudge or something like that, or kind of go back in the crowd and kind of come around or something. But it was just some really awesome scenes in this one, from that one to the Whispers, and that really cool. And write your comments below what you guys thought about that, and especially the whisper part, because I thought that was really kind of mind-blowing to see for the first time. And the fact that we got to see it in Fear was really cool too. And I think it kind of adds to Fear because it gives you a part that's from the comic book series that we've never seen touched on in the Walking Dead television series, and they're showing it to us kind of for the first time in Fear, which was really cool. So aside from that, we had a lot of really beautiful sequences where we get to see, the landscape and everything. We had a pretty good montage at the beginning. We got to see the bridge, and you see the bat. I thought that was a nice choice. The lady with the aluminum bat, as she comes in when he's sleeping, and she beats him up and basically kicks him out of the house and takes his bag pretty much. So leaving him without any kind of a food or water or anything. Then you've got the part with the cactus, and then you have him trying to get some water out of it, and then you have him scavenging, which was absolutely really dark and brutal, and like the title said, grotesque. Grotesque, where he gets so thirsty he actually drinks his own urine at one part. And when they take down the dogs and that, he's acting. There was a lot of really interesting parallels between Nick and the walkers in this one, and how he's kind of like becoming just like one. He gets down, he starts eating pieces of the dog and stuff right away without cooking it or anything. He's just like eating it raw and everything. He's puking up before with the cactus stuff that he was trying to eat. And man, so visually a stunning episode, absolutely. I like the flashback sequences. I thought they were handled really well. He's got the scenes where he talks about his dad and stuff, and the scene where he finds out that his dad is dead. I felt like was really good character development for Nick, and really adds to our caring of the character. We have the girl he's with, and like I said, we get to see him in the same place where she goes full on zombie, and he kind of wigs out and stuff, even wearing the same clothes. So we're to assume, I think that's the night before that happened, or when they wake up, she's all in the premiere episode for Fear. It was a really good flashback, and it was a lot like what I expected, because we saw from the promo that maybe he would kind of fall into these hallucinatory type states, or just pass out and dream of this stuff that happened before, because of the fact that he's just so malnourished, and he's thirsty and everything, and with no water or anything. So man, I think they did about as good as you could do to have an episode where you really only take one character and you focus on only that one character. And I think this episode turned out great. It was just a really well done episode. So we have all of that leading up to the point where he meets the new group that we don't know of, with Luciana. Seems to be kind of like their predominant military type leader. And so at first they don't want to take him in, and that the rain wakes him up. He gets into the drugstore, and then they're probably surprised that he survived and he's still going. And they probably figured, okay, let's give him a shot. This guy is maybe an asset, because of course he's walking with the zombies. He's got pretty much no fear whatsoever. And he's definitely somebody that I think would be useful probably to any group in the zombie apocalypse, because of his skill set, because of his durability. I mean, being able to survive what he went through in this episode is by itself is pretty amazing. So you got to think that another group would see the benefit to having somebody like that maybe could teach them what he does and how to move along with the zombies and everything. It's kind of crazy. I'm sure it's blowing them away. So in the end, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Really good episode, man. I don't have too much more else to say about it, because we only have Nick in this one. We only focus on Nick. Aside from the flashbacks, there's none of our other cast in it. But I thought it was about as good as you could do in an episode with just one character from the whole group. And there were some other good scenes too, like the dogs versus zombies. That was pretty good when the dogs go up, they start biting them and gnawing on them and everything, and then the other zombies all swarm in and take them down. Take the dogs down. Dogs versus zombies. Who would win? It's like zombies win. Zombies beat dogs, no matter which kind of dogs they are. Eventually, in a pack anyway. Man, that's pretty much all I got to say about the episode. In terms of score, I'm going to give this one an 8.8. I thought it was a really great episode, and especially for fans of the comic book series, to get to see kind of this nod to the Whispers. And it really adds to Nick as a character, because we've known Nick, he's one of our lead characters in the series, but I feel like this one just makes us connect with him so much more, and in the future as well too. And also that he's he's a force to be reckoned with, being able to survive all this. I think in this one episode, he probably went through more suffering than any character we've seen in The Walking Dead, I think, in terms of, a single episode, because we haven't had too many episodes like that. We've had them and stuff like that in The Walking Dead where they're dying of thirst kind of thing, and then it rains and they're all happy and everything like that. But I like this one a lot, man. I was really impressed by it for sure. So I enjoyed it, and we still have the rest of the second half of this season to go, leading into the return for The Walking Dead. So let me know what you guys thought about the episode. I really did like it. A part there near the beginning, I was like, "Oh, is this going to be a boring episode?" But it wasn't, because Nick was struggling for survival, and just the visuals, I think, really made it. The environment and everything really made this one very, very artistic, very pleasing to the eye for sure, and I liked it a lot. So let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Write your comments below. I wasn't totally blown away by it, but I was really impressed with it, and I really like that nod to the comic book series in Fear. It makes you think for sure, like, this is Fear the Walking Dead. It's a part of the same universe as The Walking Dead. Getting to see stuff like that with the Whisperers, or the hallucination of Whisperers type of parallel, I think really adds to it. It was really, really well done. So if you guys like this review, please don't forget to thumb it up below. I always appreciate that. You can also share if you've got a Facebook, you want to share through to Facebook with other people so they can watch the review. I would appreciate it. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this video today, guys. I'll see you again. I've got another couple. I'm going to do a predictions video for next week after this one, but we've got some other videos lined up. Tomorrow I've got another Walking Dead discussion. It's a Q&A for you guys about Greg Nicotero and the premiere, so heads up for that. That'll be posted tomorrow at about 3 Eastern time. That's it for this one, guys. I'll see you again real soon. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.